As a human, producing, consuming, and disposing waste is an integral part of our daily lives, and thus it is important that we exercise a fair amount of responsibility when producing and consuming, because the waste problem, which is one of the consequences of failing to do so, is a very serious problem that is caused by many factors and should be taken care of as soon as possible. In order to deal with the waste problem, it is important that we know the factors that cause this problem to arise in the first place and its impact so that we can take care of the problem and maintain responsibility and in production and consumption effectively.
First thing first, we should have known that there are so many factors that cause waste. But here, we are going to talk about three factors, and those are overconsumption, non-environmental friendly products, and lack of awareness from consumers and producers. The first factor of the waste problem is overconsumption, which is an act of buying and consuming more than we need. This, of course, means that the wastes produced are more than necessary. According to a report published by the Friends of the Earth group, humans today extract and use around 50% more natural resources than only 30 years ago, at about 60 billion tons of raw materials a year. Moving on, the second factor of the waste problem is that many of the products that people are still highly dependent on are single-use products, which are non-environmental friendly. Non-environmentally friendly product is the type of product designed to have short lifespan and maximize profit at the cost of the environment. Additionally, the lack of awareness of consumers as well as producers allows this waste problem to build up into a massive one, even though it could have been less problematic if people were more proactive sooner. The second and third factor is backed by an article published on the Institute of Sustainability Studies website, which cited a research done by the TWC group that revealed 49% of consumers want to make environmentally sound choices but are unwilling to pay extra for this benefit. In short, all the negative habits of humans as consumers and producers above can contribute to the build-up of waste in the environment.
There are numerous impacts caused by waste, with three main ones being environmental, economic, and social impacts. Starting with the first impact, disposing of waste that is done carelessly can release toxins and pollution, which can harm the wildlife. The environmental impact of waste can be seen on the Niger Delta, which rains acid due to a nearly century of oil extraction, according to an article published on the Sentient Media website. Other than the environment, waste can also impact the economy. According to an article published by the World Health Organization, poor waste collection can block water drains as well as pollution, which can cause health problems. Unfortunately, these health problems cannot be cured at a cheap price, and as a result, put economic burdens on those who are affected, especially for those who come from a low-income family. This economic burden not only results in the poor getting poorer, but it also leads to low morale among them, which is also related to the third impact of waste, that is social impact. This third impact is backed by a journal article published on Journal de Pediatria, which revealed the result that children living near waste recycling sites had a higher prevalence of emotional and behavioral problems than the children that didn't live near the waste recycling sites.
After learning the factors and impacts of waste, we can now learn how to minimize waste, conserve resources, and promote sustainable economic growth. The first method that we can use is by implementing the classic 3R principles, which are reduce, reuse, and recycle. Reduce means reducing the amounts of things that we buy. Reuse means reusing unused items so that it becomes useful again. And recycles mean recycling unused items by transforming it into something else that has a use. Not only will it minimize the amounts of waste, it will also allow others to open a new business opportunities which will lead to a sustainable economic growth. An example of a company that uses recycled material for their products is Green Toys, a, to- a toy company from the USA that make eco-friendly toys. The second method that we can use is resource conservation. It is a method of preserving resources through agronomic management, such as waste, such as using wastes to make compost soil. And the last method that we can use is by incorporating a zero waste lifestyle that aims to produce as little waste as possible.
From this, we can learn that it is important for us to be more mindful when producing and consuming products, because the waste problem is complex due to it coming from numerous sources, and as a result requires our immediate action as soon as possible. Overconsumption, non-environmentally friendly products, and lack of awareness are the main factors of the waste problem, and because of this, the waste causes pollution and harm wildlife, as well as causing health problems, which eventually lead to low spirits among the local communities due to the economic burden they have to endure. In order to deal with this issue, we can implement the reduce, reuse, recycle principles using products of or in participating in resource conservation such as compost soil and environmental friendly products, as well as living a zero waste lifestyle to minimize the amount of waste we produce. As has been shown, this waste issue, which is caused by careless production and irresponsible consumption, has a lot of impact in our life, and we need to set our attention and action with this waste problem and not underestimate or even ignore this serious problem.